Hey guys, welcome back. So today I got a very special episode because today we're going to be doing my yearly collection tour. Now I've been doing this for several years now and I'm very excited for this year because there's a lot of cool new pieces that I want to show you. For anybody that's new here, this is a channel dedicated to licensed Star Wars prop replicas, and we get to look at some of the coolest things out there from some of these Lucasfilm companies that get to go into the Lucasfilm archives and actually either digitally scan the original artifact or sometimes even use the original castings. So yeah, most of this stuff in here is all licensed prop replicas. And obviously subscribe and ring that notification bell because you never know what new video is gonna pop up, especially because we have a lot to be thankful for this year. And a lot of my social media accounts have been growing and all the love and positivity that's been coming my way. And I'm truly, truly grateful. TikTok has been growing like crazy. Instagram has been growing like crazy, and this channel has been growing like crazy. So thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. And I also want to thank all the amazing brands that I've been able to collaborate with and work with. You guys have been amazing, and it's been such a wild ride. And I also want to thank our Collection Wars family for all the support. And to thank you, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So make sure you subscribe right now and comment below what your favorite item from today's collection tour is. And you'll be entered into a drawing to win a very, very amazing prize that I will let you know at the end of this video. So I guess without further ado, let's go take a look at everything I've gotten this year. So let's go take a look at it. All right, so welcome to the 2023 tour. So the first thing you could see that's new here is this bookshelf door. So now it kind of looks like the room is hidden behind this bookshelf, and it just makes the other side of the house just look a little bit, I don't know, classier, I guess. My wife really enjoyed it, and it just gives a little extra touch here. And so here it is. Obviously, there's a lot of new stuff in here, so I'll go through them. And again, I'm just going to briefly touch on some of this stuff. A lot of these, there's either videos or I'm going to make videos this year for them. So, if there's anything you want to see specifically, please let me know in the comments. So these right off the bat are the Regal Robot hollow chest pieces, and these are the signature edition. And these are signed by Phil Tippett, John Berg, and Dennis Muren, and they made 77 of these, and this one's number 21. Definitely a grail in any collection. And here is another maquette. Now this is the Tauntaun maquette, also by Regal Robot, also autographed by Phil Tippett. This is another Regal Robot piece. This is CZ3, and this is the signature edition as well. Another signature here, and again, this is a Regal Robot. This is number 1 out of 15, and it has Brian Muir's autograph. And sorry about the dust there. And then this is a C-3PO bust. Now, this is the Sideshow Collectibles C-3PO bust that I converted into the K-3PO. Now, I did the paint job and the weathering all myself. And this is an IG-88 head, but what's interesting about this is that it's actually casted from the Oga's Cantina kind of beer taps that are in there. My buddy Gordon Tarpley, who created those for the Cantina, has the molds for that, and he was gracious enough to make me a mold of that. So now it's in my collection. Now that right there was the Sideshow Collectibles C-3PO bust, and this is my R2 unit. Now I built this myself. I'm part of the R2 Builders Club. Again, if you are interested in building an R2 unit yourself, definitely go to astromech.com and get studying. Up there was the Jack of the Dust Darth Maul skull, and this is probably one of the best items in my collection. This is the Regal Robot Rancor maquette, well, not maquette, but it's the actual replica of the puppet that's in the archives. And they made 83 of these, and this is number 8. It's autographed by Phil Tippett. And this is a Rancor Gate controller kit that my buddy Ryan and his wife Julie over at RWC Props made. Now, this is a kit, and they found kind of the parts that the ILMers used to make this for Return of the Jedi, and they kind of just made this kit, and I ended up painting it and putting it together. Such a beautiful kit. And this guy is a Regal Robot piece. This is the Salacious Crumb replica of the puppet. This was sculpted by Tony McVeigh, and this is autographed, obviously, by Tony McVeigh there, and Tim Rose, who did the puppeteering. This is number 6, and I also got a little signature plaque by Kurt Thatcher, who actually puppeteered it for one of the specials. Beautiful piece. And this is a brand new piece that I got this year. This is the Sideshow Collectibles Greedo bust. I did have a custom vest and undersuit made for it to make it more screen accurate, but I love this piece. I'd been searching for it for a while, and I finally got one. Now, this is the Regal Robot chess piece that's kind of referred to as the Body Slam, and this was a limited edition run, and it's kind of complementary to the signature set, obviously in different pose. This is a Disney exclusive General Grievous head, and as you could see there, it's kind of almost like the shell. It's a really cool piece. Unfortunately, they're sold out at the parks, but keep your eye out. Maybe they'll come back with them. This is the Master Replicas training remote, also limited edition. This is the Sideshow Collectibles Grogu statue, and below there is his little pendant. Now, the little pendant was actually made by a gentleman named Tom Most over at Mostly Fantasy. And it's such a cool thing because Jon Favreau actually purchased some of these directly from him, and then they ended up being used in The Mandalorian. Now, up there was the Master Replicas Boba Fett limited edition helmet. Now, this is new. This is the Bosch helmet made by my buddy over at Dirty Rogue Designs. Beautiful helmet. Ben Huckabee used original flow quills and just did an amazing job at that fan-made helmet. Now, this is the EFX Collectibles Mandalorian helmet. This is a limited edition of 750. Beautiful helmet as well. And this is the Denuo Novo Jango Fett helmet. This is also new, and it's such a beautiful helmet. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. Now, this is the Master Replicas Boba Fett rifle, or a blaster, whatever you want to call it. And obviously it's limited edition, beautiful blaster. And this is new. I don't believe I had this last year. So this is the Elusive Concepts Han Solo and Carbonite replica. Now, this one's actually a direct casting of the original screen use prop, and actually the side panels are also a direct casting of the second panel on the Han Solo and Carbonite. So it's kind of cool. There's a lot of lineage to this, and it is besides the Sideshow Collectibles one, this is kind of the only other licensed replica of this, accurate licensed replica, because this one's actually casted from the original. This is the Anovo's Imperial Guard helmet, a Royal Guard helmet, also such a beautiful helmet. Now, this is new because even though I've had Darth Vader helmets, this is actually the Legend Edition, and it's made by EFX Collectibles, and this is just an absolute masterpiece of a Darth Vader helmet. It's autographed by Brian Muir, and it is just spectacular. I mean, I love that helmet. Now, this is a fan-made helmet of the Death Star gunner, and down here is a 501st Clone Trooper helmet by Master Replicas. Really cool helmet. Now up here is the EFX Collectibles Clone Trooper helmet, Phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet. And these are really cool. And below here is a Clone Trooper. This one's made by Master Replicas. And I wanted to kind of line them up here to show the evolution of the Stormtrooper, because as you can see below is the kind of traditional Stormtrooper. Now this is the Master Replicas limited edition fiberglass helmet. And it has the bubble lens is actually removable, so you could interchange them. And then below is the Anovo's Premier Edition Stormtrooper helmet, or what are they? All these prequels, sometimes I tend to forget now these days. And up there you saw the EFX Biker Scout helmet, and right here is the Novo's AT-AT helmet. Again, this one's such a beautiful helmet. Just there's so many little details in there. Now below here is the Anovo's TIE Fighter helmet with a fan-made chest piece, and it's just, again, a beautiful helmet. And right here is the Anovo's Snowtrooper helmet. And up on the very top next is the EFX Collectibles Luke Skywalker X-Wing helmet. This is a limited edition, and they're fiberglass, so it's really heavy. It's really well made, and again, it has lineage to the original. Now this is the Wedge helmet, also made by EFX Collectibles, and again, fiberglass, just such a nice, beautiful helmet, and again with some lineage to the original screen use helmets. Now this is actually a Wedge helmet that I accidentally dropped, an EFX one that I dropped, and then I converted it into the training helmet, right, that you see Luke use in A New Hope. So I did the paint job, I did the everything, the whole paint. So I'm pretty proud of that one. I think it came out really well. And below here is a fan-made helmet to kind of finish the trench run helmet. Now, to make it easier, everything on this wall is basically Master Replicas. So that's the Emperor's lightsaber Master Replicas. Count Dooku. Now this one's EFX. EFX Collectibles, the Reveal lightsaber. This is the A New Hope Han Solo blaster. Also, again, Master Replicas. Pretty much everything is the same company. This is the dual signature A New Hope Vader saber, as you can see, with James Earl Jones and David Prowse. This is the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader lightsaber, and this is the Return of the Jedi Darth Vader lightsaber. Now, this is the signature edition Princess Leia blaster with Carrie Fisher's autograph, and below here is actually a fan-made Greedo blaster, and below there is the thermal detonator, also Master Replicas. Now that is a Regal Robot Mythosaur skull, super cool skull. And here is a fan-made Boba Fett jetpack from Return of the Jedi. And I just love that piece. Now right here is the 32-inch Millennium Falcon studio scale replica, again by Master Replicas, but this has a custom snow base made by my buddy Manny over at Portamax Studios, and he just did such a great job with this base. I also have a Harrison Ford signature on order for that one, so we'll see that next year. And this is the Master Replicas signature edition AT-AT with Phil Tippett's autograph there, and a little busted snow speeder. Really adds a nice touch to this. And up here is the Yoda lightsaber and the Yoda lamp. And the Yoda lamp is from the Disney parks. Now this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi A New Hope saber, and I have Alec Guinness's autograph on that little plaque. Now that autograph on the right is new. I've got Ashley Eckstein's autograph finally on this. So this is the Ahsoka Tano lightsaber from EFX Collectibles. This is the Director's Edition with Dave Filoni's autograph. This is the Empire Strikes Back Luke blaster. Up there is the Signature Edition A New Hope lightsaber, the Empire saber, and the Return of the Jedi saber. And here is the Rebel Blaster, which I have a new appreciation for after watching Andor. Here is a Jawa Blaster, fan made and barely fit in this display. And below is a fan made Scout Trooper Blaster with some lineage to the original. Now, this is the Master Replica's Medal of Yavin. And below is the Master Replica's Emperor Kanan clasps, and then there's two autographs there, one from the actor that played the Emperor, or the voice actor that played the Emperor, and then obviously Ian McDiarmid. And then here's the Master Replica Snowspeeder studio scale. Below is the Icons TIE Fighter, and again, this is a licensed TIE Fighter. This was actually made by using one of the original TIE Fighters. Now, this thing is super cool. My buddy Jens over at Legacy Arts made that for me, and it's just such a cool piece. We call it the Ball Speeder. And here's a little Lola with the little girl that played Princess Leia with her autograph on there. And here's actually a replica of the lightsaber with Hayden Christensen's autograph. Now, this is great. I love this piece. So I made it myself using a kit that Jason Eaton put out. And it is just such an amazing kit. And it's just accurate. Obviously, they're all casted from original parts, like the found parts that they made. I'm going to make a full video on that, so don't worry. Up there was the Sideshow Collectibles Biker Scout quarter scale. And here is the Black Series Darksaber with some autographs of all the owners. I'm just missing Pedro Pascal. Now here is the Prop Shop Kylo Ren lightsaber. And again, this one's super rare. If you guys don't know, I do have a video on my channel that you could check out. Now, this is the Master Replica Stormtrooper Blaster. Definitely a really cool piece. It rarely gets seen in my collection because it's kind of hidden. Now, those are little die-cast little TIE Fighters. Now, this whole section is kind of a little piece of Star Wars history. There in the middle, you got a casting of the Empire Strikes Back helmet, the Boba Fett helmet, and right here are a set of the ears made by a company called Elstree, and they're the ones that actually made the original or machined the original ears for Empire Strikes Back, as well as this laser. And it's just such a cool little piece of history there. And again, these come directly from Elstree. Here are kind of just some random little pieces. There's an original screen used piece of the Death Star. Now that little tower is made by Jason Eaton. And here's my Tarkin display. We got some of the data cylinders are original. That in the middle is the his badge is by De Novos. And then obviously, as you could see there, I had Peter Cushing's autograph there. Now, these are maquettes by Regal Robot. As you could see, it's the Max Rebo one, and it's the signature edition. And then we got the Jabba. Behind there's a little piece of the Sarlacc pit, autographed by Jeremy Bullock. Now here I'm going to show you a lot of the pieces that kind of have no home right now, where I'm waiting to figure out where I'm going to display them. And there are a few. Now here is the Tank Trooper and the Death Trooper, both by Anovos from Rogue One. Back there is a casting of the Boba Fett helmet from The Mandalorian Season 2. That's the EFX Collectibles Boba Fett helmet. And then at the end is the Kylo Ren Anovos Premium helmet, or Premier Edition, I think is what they called it. These are all a bunch of quarter scale Sideshow collectibles. And in the front is a fan-made cool piece that's really complimentary to those two droids right there. Now that is my custom Camptono from the Disney parks. That right there is the EFX Collectibles Pyre helmet. Beautiful helmet. And then right next to it is actually a fan-made one, which my friend Master Eddie made for me for my collection. And this guy right here is a piece that was made by my friend Jason, and it is just such a beautiful piece. This is from Oga's Cantina, in the Disney parks, and you could actually see these guys displayed upside down behind the beer tap. So next time you're there, check it out. Now, this is the Regal Robot throne, right? The Emperor throne. It's kind of the centerpiece of the collection room. And then I've been getting a lot of little stuff like this. So this is the EFX Collectibles Grand Inquisitor pin with the autograph. This is the Death Star plans with Diego Luna and Felicity Jones autographed on it. This is a Colin Cantwell autograph that I have, and I framed this little piece. Again, I'm going to make a video on the T16 Skyhopper, so I'll explain why that little red piece is so important. And these are just some blueprints for the T16. And the T16 is one of my favorite ships, so trust me, I'm going to make a really nice video for it. Now, here are some pieces from Andor that I just got framed. I'm missing the little plaque that's going to go there. And again, Andor ended up being one of my favorite series. I mean, I just fell in love with everything about it, the characters, just everything. So I kind of got obsessed with Andor and Rogue One, and I just started buying everything I could from the series and from the movie. I'll talk a little bit more about these pieces in a later video, but yeah, these are very special to me. Now, here are some screen use parts, just a little piece of the sail barge. This is an actual penciled little storyboard from Empire Strikes Back, and just like a little patch from The Force Awakens. I'm also been collecting autographs. I got John Williams autographs, Kenny Baker's, and my mom found this letter that I wrote to George Lucas and Lucasfilm, I think when I was like in 3rd grade, and she found it, so she sent it to me, and definitely gonna frame it. And this year was also Star Wars Celebration, and I had a surreal time because of you guys and this channel. I was chosen to host a panel on the podcast stage, and I brought my buddy Michael Haas, who's the co-host of Collection Wars, with me, and it was just such a surreal time. I mean, we had a line to come listen to our panel, and I was just in shock. I thought, no one's gonna want to come hear me talk about Star Wars replicas, and sure enough, there was a line, and a bunch of people started showing up, and our family and friends were there, and it was just such a magical time. We had Tom Spina from Regal Robot, we had Gordon, we had Mark from De New and Nova. I mean, it was just such a great time, and again, it solidified our family, our this community and this friendship that we built through these channels. And not only that, but I was also a featured guest on the Lucasfilm high-end collectible panel, which was another surreal moment. I was escorted by stormtroopers and Kylo Ren up to the stage. And again, this is the official Lucasfilm panel. We had, Kotobukiya up there, Regal Robot, Sideshow Collectibles, EFX. It was just, again, surreal. And I got to talk about my collection and what, just my story. And if you guys don't know my story about, how I got into collecting and kind of my background, it's on TikTok. I've made a couple posts about it. But anyways, that was my year in collecting Star Wars stuff. So now I guess let's go to the rest of the house like I usually do in all of my videos, and let's take a look at some of this stuff. Some of this stuff obviously is new. The genie lamp is new. Oh yeah, I got to go to Skywalker Ranch, but I think I talked about that in the last video, last year's video. So here there's just a bunch of random little props. This is a screen used prop from the Hunger Games. It actually sits behind President Snow's desk. This is just a replica of the Haunted Mansion thing, the plaque. Here's just some artwork that my wife lets me hang up around the house. This is a piece of the wallpaper from Moments in Lincoln, right? The Disneyland ride. This is a screen use piece from The Hateful Eight, a Quentin Tarantino movie. Great story behind that. I'll tell it to you one day if you ask me. Here's a bunch of Disney stuff. We're huge Disney fans. A bunch of Disney replicas. Up on the top, you saw the master replicas. Cinderella slipper, and it's actually glass. And now this time around, we got some Harry Potter replicas in there too. We got the Kotobukiya samurai there, and this is the Kotobukiya Lucasfilm fountain. The master replica monorails, got both of them. Now there are some replica books of the Disney movies, and those are really cool. They sold them at the park. And there's just again, little random Disney things that we put up there. There's Rex from Star Tours. And here's our little up display. And that poster is huge. And you could only get it exclusively at Disneyland, maybe Disney World, I'm sure, in one of the kiosks. Now, this is a production-made schematic of the time circuits from Back to the Future Part 3. Now, these are my posters. Obviously, got 1 through 6 right here. These are all original one sheets. And then on the other side are some of the sequels and, kind of the other movies like Rogue One and Solo. I know. And then and then I know the Boba Fett. Let's just skip that one. And then this is the French version of the Ewoks Adventure. And look at that door next to it, just so you could see the size of this. This is well over 6 feet by 4 feet. Now, my daughter wanted me to show her collection update. She has some Kotobukiya stuff because, they send me stuff to review. She has a life-size little baby Groot there. And that one's, I think, Beast Kingdom. She loves Kingdom Hearts. And then she has a little life-size Stitch there. But now let's go to my other little collection closet clutter of memorabilia and nostalgia. Up there we got some Ninja Turtles, some wrestling figures from when I was a kid, got some James Bond props. I'm a huge James Bond fan, so we have some screen use, some prop replicas, again, random stuff, right? The Willy Wonka ticket, Jose Canseco rookie card, because who didn't want one of those as a kid? This is a screen use skull from Django, and actually some production cigarettes from Pulp Fiction. Again, some Marvel stuff. These are life-size, the life-size gauntlet. Got He-Man, got Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joes, Rambo. I mean, everything to me that you meant something as a kid, that I wasn't able to afford or couldn't get as a kid. And now that, I have some disposable income, I could buy myself the things I always wish I had as a kid. A lot of things in there. This could probably be a video on its own, because there are so many things. But, write on the comment what you spot in there, what you like in there, and maybe I'll focus on a video on that. There's a little Back to the Future section, some prop replica stuff, kind of a mess because I also collect these pins, which you'll see soon. 300, Messenger Z. There's a screen used gun down there from Hunger Games. And then I just started collecting the original figures, the Star Wars vintage figures, and the community has been so grateful, and so just amazing. And I'm so grateful because they've been sending me stuff, and these are just again, toys that as a kid I loved. I look at this room and sometimes I just sit there and just stare at these things and kind of just think back as when I was a kid, and I could only imagine having all these things. So I'm definitely fortunate, and there isn't a day that goes by that I don't kind of reflect on that and how fortunate I am. anybody remembers Superpowers, obviously, I loved Superpowers as a kid. These are other just, the middle ones are screen use props from Apocalypto. This is obviously the lightsaber, the Kenner lightsaber. I love that lightsaber. The Kill Bill sword, and then this is a a life-size replica of Skeletor's staff. And then the pins, I love collecting little things like these pins. Left Coast Graphics makes those little vintage pins. I got my Comic-Con pins and just random stuff. I'm a big Misfits fan. I love the Misfits, and yes, obviously only the Danzig Misfits. And down there is actually an original print of Elvis on tour on 35 millimeters. But there is my nostalgia little closet there. And thank you so much for everybody that stuck around to the end. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. I told you I was going to do an amazing giveaway. So I decided to give away a licensed prop replica. I'm going to be giving away the EFX Collectibles PCR Luke Skywalker lightsaber. Now these things go on eBay for like $500. These have been long sold out. So it's really a rare item. So like I said, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and make sure you comment below. Let me know what your favorite item in this collection tour was. And I'm going to be selecting at random one lucky winner, and I'll cover the shipping in the continental US. And if you're in another country, we'll figure it out, and we'll figure out how to get it to you. But like I said, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, and you'll be entered to win. And remember, I partner up with a lot of these companies for other giveaways, so don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss one of these giveaways. So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.